Okay, so we're going to do something that we haven't done yet, I hope. Okay? We're going to, let's see, where can we go? We were on what page? 120, 122? And then we went to 161, right?
We finished 127.
And then we did the story yesterday, right? The story with the Moshe Feinstein?
Yes.
Right?
We're ready to start 128, maybe.
No. We're going to move on because, I mean, it's good to review what we've already learned in the past, but still, it's a little bit something that we haven't done yet. Okay? So, page 143. I don't think you have notes on page 143 yet, do you? You have notes over there too? Okay, so then hold on. We're going to do something.
Because we did it doesn't mean to say
Okay, so
I
good.
remember it.
Okay, so let's do it. Mikra Kodesh. Now, if you look in the translations of the Siddurim, so from Mikra Kodesh, they translate it as holy convocation, holy gathering. Now, the door. Oh, that's fast. Okay.
How could he not bring it back?
We're starting on page 143. So, Mikra Kodesh is a interesting phrase. And as I was saying, in many Siddurim, it's translated as holy convocation. Do you know what that means, holy convocation?
I know the word, but I
don't know I don't even know what kind of language that is. I don't know what holy means, and I don't know what convocation means.
A convocation, I know when my brother-in-law and sister
graduated.
Go on something or other. There's a rabbinical convocation.
Yeah, so convocation means gathering, right? You can look on your phone fast, you'll know on your phone right away. People don't even buy dictionaries anymore. They just
I don't
look
know
on their
why
phone.
I have to know that word. I'm never going to use it in a conversation.
Well, you never know. You might meet somebody that you're going to want to impress with a word that you know.
I remind you.
Okay.
I only want to impress God. I don't want to impress anybody.
Okay, God. And you know a new word, convocation. Okay, so the thing is like this. Convocation means people are called together to gather together. For example, for a special event and so on. So Shabbos is called Mikra Kodesh, right? Yom Tov is called Mikra Kodesh, right in Kiddush. That's what you say it in the Kiddush, and also when davening Mikra, and the holidays are called Mikra Kodesh, right? What would we do on the holidays? We would gather together in Yerushalayim at the Beis Hamikdash or at the Mishkan. Before that, or the Regel, like Yom Kippur and Rosh Hashanah is also Mikra Kodesh. Now, Mikra is the word Mikra is like a public announcement, right? Like you're calling everybody. It's a noun. Okay, the verb is karad, is to call, and mikra is a calling. So in a certain sense, mikra kodesh means a calling, a holy calling, or a calling to kedusha. Okay, in other words, that when it comes to Yom Tov, the Yom Tov is calling you. It's calling you. It's calling you to kedusha. Okay.
Return again.
Return again. Yeah.
Isn't there a song like that?
Yeah. So Pesach, return again, right? Pesach hu Yom Tov HaRishon. So Pesach is the very first Yom Tov. Mahu Yom Tov. What is Yom Tov? Yom Tov. What happens in Yom Tov? We dress up, we clean up the house, we eat, and so on, right? As a matter of fact, we're supposed to do all that. And if you look in the Rambam in Hilchos Yom Tov, so he says that we have a mitzvah to rejoice on your holiday. And he says, so what are you supposed to do practically? So he says for the women and the children, buy them new clothing, colorful clothing, mishvats and vas, and give the children roasted nuts, give them treats and so on, and we prepare special foods in honor of Yom Tov, make a feast to live because this is this mitzvah, Simchas Yom Tov. And then he also says that if you lock the gates of your home so that the poor can't come in and enjoy the Yom Tov with you, then it's not considered a Simchas Yom Tov, it's considered Simchas Kreso. You're having a Yom Tov with your stomach. Simchat Kreso, right? And then he quotes a Pessach from the Navi, which is really heavy, that if we don't take care of the needs of the poor for Yom Tov, then Hashem considers our feast like crap, and He's going to wipe our faces in it.
Wow.
It's a Pessach in the Navi. Mamish, So the question is, so what is Yom Tov? What is Yom Tov, right? So he says, Atem yodim she Yom Tov mikra b'Torah mikra kodesh. Now in the Torah, the Yom Tov, page 143, and yet in the Torah, the Yom Tov is called mikra kodesh, right? V'achshav tishma'u ma omer Rabbi Nachman. So now hear what Rabbi Nachman has to say. Hu omer sheyom tov omeid b'keren rechov b'korei b'kol gadol. He says that Yom Tov is standing on the street corner and screaming out, Kodesh, holy, right? The Yom Tov is making the proclamation. Klomar, De'u Shashem Echad. What does it mean that Yom Tov is calling out Kodesh? It means know that God is one. HaKadosh Baruch Hu Manhiget HaOlam. God is running the world. Ein Shum Chol. There is no mundane, there's no Ein Shum Teva, there's no nature. Yesh Mishu Yachol Asat Et Kol HaNisim B'Shvilcha. There's someone who can make all the miracles for you. Right?
That's why he used to say Shabbos Yom Tov every day.
Huh?
That's why he used to say Shabbos Yom Tov every time, because every day is the same idea.
Yeah. Okay. And I see that somebody, Mordechai Greenfield, wrote for Mikra Kodesh, he wrote a purposeful meeting set aside. That also is works, Mordechai. Thank you. So, B'chol Yom Tov אנחנו חוגגים נס מסוים. Right, so like we said, Mikra Kodesh, Yom Tov itself is calling out. Right? So every Yom Tov we're celebrating a certain miracle. V'lachen b'chol Yom Tov mashu niftach, which means therefore that every Yom Tov something is opening up. U'mitachat la'levush shel hateva, and under the garment of nature, mitgaleh shehakol kodesh. It gets revealed that everything is holy. V'omer Rabbi Nachman, in other words, so just in different words, but in other words, the fact that Yom Tov is a special day, so what's the specialness about Yom Tov? Is that there's a revelation, something is opening up. You're celebrating a miracle that occurred, and you're realizing that the laws of nature are laws of nature only when Hashem wants it to behave that way. But otherwise, nature is also, it's just a garment. It's not, but underneath it all is godliness. Okay? Rabbi Nachman, Shem Yom Tov Kolei Kodesh, Rabbi Nachman says, if Yom Tov is calling out, holy, זה אומר שאתה צריך להקשיב לקריאה הזאת. That means you have to listen to this calling. Right? It's like, when your phone rings, you answer the phone, right? When Yom Tov is calling out Kodesh, you got to listen. אתה צריך להטות את אוזנך ולפתוח לבך היטב. You have to bend your ear towards it and open your heart really well. כל שמחת יום טוב שלך תלויה בזה. Your whole joy of Yom Tov is dependent on your listening and opening your heart to seeing that it's all Kodesh. ככל שתזכה לשמוע ברור יותר את יום טוב צועק שהשם מנהיג את העולם, the more you merit to hear clearly how Yom Tov is announcing out loud that God is running the world, כך תרגיש יותר שמחת יום טוב. So you will feel more Simchas Yom Tov, you will feel the joy of Yom Tov even more. Im Hashem Yishmor, if God forbid, אתה לא שמח כל כך ביום טוב, if God forbid you're not so happy on Yom Tov, זה סימן שלא שמעת את המקרא קודש. It's a sign that you didn't hear the Yom Tov calling to you. עכשיו, שואל רבי נחמן, so Nachman asks, איך אתה יכול לקבל אוזניים כדי לשמוע את הקריאה של יום טוב? How can you get the ears to be able to hear Yom Tov calling out? So you צריך לתת צדקה לעניים. You have to give tzedakah to the poor, ובמיוחד לפני פסח, especially before Pesach, אתה ממש צריך לתת הרבה צדקה לעניים. You have to give a lot of tzedakah. אתם מבינים כמה זה עמוק? Do you understand how deep this is? כשאתה נותן צדקה עם כל הלב, when you're giving tzedakah with all your heart, אתה מאמן את האוזניים שלך, you're training your ears, לשמוע את הבכי הנסתר של אדם אחר, to hear the hidden crying of another person. כך נעשות האוזניים שלך חדות ורגישות. That's how your ears become sharp and sensitive. ויום טוב תזכה לשמוע את קולו של הקדוש ברוך הוא, המודיע לך השם אחד. And then on Yom Tov you will merit to hear the voice of the Kadosh Baruch Hu informing you Hashem Echad. It's a good thing that you didn't let me find another place, another page to read from. I'm really appreciating that we're doing this piece again.
So do I.
Can I ask you a question about this?
You want to park your pen?
What? No, it goes into...
It's too young, it's not bar mitzvah yet. This was the standard bar mitzvah present when we were kids. Like, Parker pen. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
It goes into question of Emunah too. So I've been thinking about this a lot, about this whole idea of tzedakah.
Yeah.
And obviously it ties into Emunah too, because you got to believe that you're not really giving, you're really also receiving a lot, but you're giving, that's
right.
Natan. But where's the line? Like, if let's say you got $1,000, right? You got $1,000 in your pocket, you walk in the street. Why should, like, do you need to aspire to the level that you'll see someone in need and you'll take out the $1,000 from your pocket and you give it to him, even though that's all the money you got?
No, there are guidelines in Shulchan Aruch. 10% is the standard tzedakah, right? The Gemara says, "V'hamebas beis," and one who is like extremely extravagant shouldn't give more than 20%, because you're not supposed to turn yourself into being poor.
Right.
You understand? Hashem is giving you money, and there's a lot of things that you can do with your money, in addition to giving tzedakah.
No, but if you believe that Hashem is, then you should be on a level that you can give $1,000 and you'll get it back somewhere else.
So now you're asking another question, okay? So there are people like the Baal Shem Tov says, like for example, so the Baal Shem Tov, or for example, the Sanzer Rebbe couldn't sleep at night if there was money in the house, even 1 penny.
Right.
Okay. For him, that was like, it was like on the level of when we were in the Midbar, you weren't allowed to leave any of the man for the next day, right? In other words, there is a level of tzedakah in that way. In other words, that you have so much trust in Hashem that you don't want to keep anything in your house overnight, because it's as if you don't trust Hashem. But it's not. Oh, Shalom Aleichem, David. Oh, you have. No, we're not going on. Okay, no.
Oh, I have that too. All right.
Okay, for now, but take one of those.
Okay.
Yes. Shalom Aleichem.
Like Shalom. Good to see you.
Okay.
Thanks.
So the Alter Rebbe explains that if you see giving 20% as being overly extravagant, so then don't give more than 20%. Understand? But if you're holding on that level, that your mamish, that your mamish there. Okay, well, Hashem.
It should be a level that I'm looking up to, that I wanted.
Well, not necessarily. It might not be the level for you at the moment.
Right, the moment I'm saying, but it's something to
but to understand it, to realize it, right? So Reb Shlomo was able to live that way, right? And tzaddikim are able to live that way, but it's not. How should we say?
That's something that should be practiced.
It's not. It's. See the. Sometimes I saw in a sefer like this. Sometimes the Yetzer Hara disguises himself like a tzaddik. Okay, and he comes to a yid, and he says, what are you doing involved with the world, working at a job? You would really trust God, you would quit your job and go and sit and study Torah all day long, and daven and study Torah and just serve Hashem. And the person doesn't realize that this is the Yetzer Hara talking to him. He thinks it's the Yetzer Torah, and he says, "Yeah, I would really trust God. I would really trust Him all the way. I wouldn't go to work. I would just learn and daven and so on." No, the guy goes and does it. Comes Shabbos, and he needs food for Shabbos. So it says, there's a pasuk that says, "Levu alai." Hashem says, "Go take a loan on my account," right? One Gemara says, make your Shabbos like a weekday meal, and you shouldn't have to go and ask people for any, right? And then there's another person that says, Levu alai, go and borrow, trust me. So, Yetzer Hara, disguised as the Yetzer Tov, comes and tells this Yid, hey, listen, you trust God, right? You've been learning all week long. So trust God that he's gonna pay the bills. Go and borrow money, right? And then another week he goes and he borrows money, and then another week goes by and he borrows money again. And then the third week goes by, and then the creditors start banging on his door. Hey, where's my money? Where's my money? Right? And Hashem hasn't sent him a package of money in the mail, you know. Then the Yetzer takes off his mask, and then he comes out and he says, "You see, I told you it's a bunch of baloney, like, you know, and so on, right?" So if I'm going to go and try to live like a tzaddik, then I know that I'm not a tzaddik. Okay, so good. I appreciate that there is such a level. I appreciate, you know, that it would be something to be able to live on that level. But if I'm not there, I'm not allowed to pretend that I'm there. I'm not allowed to pretend that I'm there. You know, there might be one time in my life, you know, that you got to take out everything in your pocket and give it away. You know, even with the 20% limitation or upper, you know, the ceiling of 20%. There are times, like, you know, if it's a matter of, like, you know, it's a matter of saving somebody's life and so on. You have to be ready to sell your house, and like, you know, like, if it's a matter of saving his life, you understand? But otherwise, we live, you know, within our means and work in that way. Now, if you can really live on that level and like mamish have all that trust and so on, and like, you know, and you're already there, so then be there. Okay, I walked with Reb Shlomo a couple of times on Broadway. After the first block, he had no more money in his pocket. After the second block, you had no more money because he borrowed all your money, so that's to give it away also. Okay, so he was on that madriga. There's a well-known story. It's printed in one of the books. There was this Yid that always used to bother one of Reb Shlomo's close fellows, and he'd, you know, make fun of Reb Shlomo or criticize. Anyway, he used to bother Itzik.
Yeah.
And one day this Yid comes in and he says, you know, you're right. He's really a holy man. So he says, what changed your mind? So he saw one day. See, what happened is that Reb Shlomo one day was walking in the street, and he sees a woman from the community that he knew, and he sees she's in a really bad way. So he says, what's going on? She says she just came from the doctor, and the doctor told her she only has a few weeks left to live, and she just can't stand that, and she's going down to the river. She's ending her life. So Reb Shlomo, like, right there on the street, he embraced her and he held her like for about 15 minutes till she had some courage to keep on living. Noticed that this rabbi from of the shul that he was going to be giving a concert at for Lag BaOmer, this rabbi walked by and saw him standing in the street embracing the woman. So he wasn't surprised that when he got back to the office, there was a message on the phone, cancelled. The rabbi canceled the concert. No. So the Shlomo, you know, Hashem gave it to me, Hashem took it away, fine. And he had no regrets. In the meantime, a couple of hours later, the phone rings. A rabbi from, I think, Rochester, New York, I think one of those upstate places. And he tells him that they were going to have a Lag BaOmer concert with Moshe Yas, Olav Shalom. But Moshe Yesnabach broke his leg, and he can't come. And he asked Moshe, yes, what do you suggest? So he says, try Shlomo Carlebach. The rabbi said, Shlomo Carlebach, you think we have a chance of getting him? So he says, try. So Shlomo says, wow, so you're, Hashem is obviously wanting me to go to Rochester. So the rabbi says, well, how much do you charge? And he asks for $3,000. The rabbi says, they can't do that. So Shlomo said to him like this. He said, we have a good couple of weeks to Lag BaOmer. Advertise. And whatever comes in after your expenses for the concert, up to $3,000, that you'll give me. The rabbi said, great. Anyway, it was a successful concert, and at the end of the concert, the rabbi was very proud that he was able to hand Shlomo an envelope with $2,800. Okay? Now you have to know that probably by the next day, he was already paying bills in the Moshav, he was paying for everybody and so on. So after the concert, there were always people who wanted to talk to Reb Shlomo. And among the people that were there was a young man in around 30-ish, with a little beard, and he was letting everybody go before him because Reb Shlomo realized he really wants to talk to him. Anyway, everybody's finished. This young man tells Reb Shlomo that he and his wife are Bali Tshuva. He maintains large mainframe computers, and ever since he's become Shomer Shabbos, he keeps on losing job after job because when they call him up on Shabbos to come and fix something, these are big computers, right? And he won't come in on Shabbos, so they fire him. And so he's not happy, and it's affecting his shalom bias. Anyway, Reb Shlomo listened to him. He took out the envelope from his pocket. He gave him the whole envelope. Didn't bat an eye, gave him a blessing, a hug, and a kiss, and went on his way. Okay. That's a madrega. But if you're going to do that, and then you're going to come home and you're going to see this bill and this bill and this bill, and you're going to be worried about how am I going to pay it and should I have done this and so on and so on, that means you're not on that madrega. You understand? He was on the level of these tzaddikim, they're on the level of the Gewalt. It's obvious that Hashem gave me this $2,800 so that I should give it to him. That's the level that they're at. You understand? They totally believe that Hashem gave them the money, and they're waiting for Hashem to show them how he wants them to. Okay. So Reb Nachman says this amazing thing. He says that Mikra Kodesh is Yom Tov is standing on the street corner, screaming out, is calling out, Kodesh, right? But how do you get the ears to hear? He says you have to give a lot of tzedakah. Because when you give a lot of tzedakah to the poor, then your ears become sensitive to hearing the hidden crying of the poor people. And then you're able to hear Yom Tov calling out Hashem Echad. Aval, we're on page 144, about 8 lines down. Aval, however, but if your ears are not open to hearing this, to hearing the cry, to hearing the cry of the poor man, then you're going to remain deaf, and you don't get to hear Hashem's calling out. This is awesome. So, you got that? We should all be blessed to give a lot of tzedakah. Kulam shoalim, everybody asks, Ma habracha zot good Yom Tov? When you say good Yom Tov, right? Ma ze Yom Tov, Ma ze Yom Tov Tov, right? Good means good. Yom Tov means good. So it's like saying Yom Tov Tov, right? Haim yesh efsharut she Yom Tov lo yeh tov? Is it possible that Yom Tov shouldn't be good? Chas v'shalom. Vatshuvahi, and the answer is, Shani mevarech otcha, I'm blessing you, shetizke lishmoa et hatov shevi Yom Tov. I'm blessing you that you should merit to hear the tov in Yom Tov, to hear the good in Yom Tov. אני מברך אותך שתהיה מספיק טוב כדי לשמוע את הקול הזה של מקרא קודש. I'm blessing you to be good enough to be able to hear the sound of the calling of Kodesh. כשאני מברך אותך בחג שמח, when I say חג שמח, אני בעצם מברך אותך שתזכה לשמוע היטב את הקול הזה הקורא קודש. So I'm basically blessing you that you should merit to hear this voice that is calling out holy. כי לשמוע את הקול הזה, because to hear this voice, זו השמחה הכי גדולה בעולם. This is the biggest simcha in the world. So when you're saying Chag Sameach, right, you're really blessing the person to hear the Kedusha, to hear the Yom Tov calling you to Kedusha. Unbelievable, yeah?
I just add to Shlomo's giving money away. Shortly, maybe within a year or two after Shlomo took Borough Park in the small bookstore on 13th Avenue,
Yeah.
and he was playing Shlomo, so I couldn't believe it. Because Shlomo was like, he was not well. Oh, thank you very much. He wasn't well received. So I commented, and he said, we had Shlomo here. I said that you were playing him. He says he plays him all the time. He says, when Shlomo came into the store, and he says, Shlomo, how you doing? He says, like I said, I need $3,000 for tomorrow morning to make the mortgage in Toronto. I haven't a clue what to do. So he says, what are you doing tonight? And Shlomo says, I'm free. He says, can you give a concert here in the store? He calls up, he throws with 30 guys, $100 cash each. They got it for him.
So if one bends one's ears to the cries and the unfortunates of the idiom, one can bend one's ear to hear
Kodesh.
You wouldn't expect it in Borough,
Unbelievable, man.
I would never put them together.
And but to be able to hear the cry of the poor, you got to put money in the machine. Give them tzedakah.
I've often given sad people money and their faces lit up.
Yeah.
I just gave a man here, he looked destitute. So I didn't have any coins, I only had bills, so I gave him $20, shekel. The man's face lit up. He was happy.
Yeah.
He walked right into the corner. He walked right into the steaky house with his $20. Evidently, he would buy something to eat.
Yeah. Okay, so Simchas Yom Tov, page 145. Rabbi Nachman Omer עוד דבר. Rabbi Nachman says another thing. הוא אומר ששמחת יום טוב היא אור הפנים. Nachman says that the joy of Yom Tov, מביא את attachment אור הפנים.
Or Pnim or opponent?
Or hapnim.
Inside
it's
light.
the same word, as you know. Huh?
Inside light.
It's the light inside the kishkes, yeah.
Doesn't say kishke, does it?
What do you have on your inside?
It's implied.
What body? You don't have kishkes?
Inside doesn't necessarily mean kishke. You know,
It means kishkis. Kishkis.
you know, even a fish wouldn't get caught if he kept his mouth shut.
Probably. We got nets too.
Can I invite everybody to your Kiddush
My Kiddush.
next Shabbos?
Yeah.
He's
If there's room,
giving.
if there's room in the shul.
There's room. There's
enough room.
going to be room.
What's kids for?
It's my 79th birthday on Friday. So
Not this Friday. Next Friday, Shabbos HaGugel.
So I'm making
Wow.
a Kiddush
That was the
shul.
goal.
What show?
It's called
Kilat Chavim.
Kilat Chavim.
On Rehov Eliyahu Solomon, number 16.
Where's it?
It's opposite to number 3. You know where
14? Okay.
You know where it's
None of them have numbers.
It's 1 block north.
1 block north of
We'll show them after on the map. It's in the neighborhood here.
On the west side.
Everybody, we're going to bring all your chums to Kibbutz. It's going to be a Farbrengen. Michal is going to be wearing a shtreimel.
You never know.
That was the goal, baby. That's awesome.
You're going to be the Rebbe.
Still a lot of time. You don't know what's going to happen.
You already are.
Excuse me. You one time gave several sheuim who wants to be at Tzaddik. I said no, not at all.
Because you're there already.
I'm not there already. I don't want to be there already.
Let's go. So Rav Nachman said,
I want to be at the bottom of the line.
Pusha to Yid is the highest. Okay, so it says Rav
I
Nachman,
love coming here. Didn't
so who אומר ששמחת יום טוב היא אור הפנים. So Simchas Yom Tov is, like we said, the inner light, right? In other words, ביום טוב הקדוש ברוך הוא מגלה את פניו, and Yom Tov Hashem reveals his face. So like you were saying, we could read it, אור הפנים, okay? 3 פעמים בשנה יראה כל זכרך את פני השם אלוקיך, like it says in the Torah that 3 times a year all your all the males should make sure to come to
Show their face.
it
means only males?
Zechurcha is males. Not that women shouldn't come, but that a man is chayiv to go. They should come and be seen, and the way the Gemara reads it, also see the face of Hashem your God. Okay? And the Medrash says that on Yom Tov, the perpetuates would be parted. The perpetuates in front of the Aron Kodesh, and we would see the Aron Kodesh and the proven embracing. Yeah.
So we were able to see it during Yom Tov?
That's according to this opinion. Yeah, it would be shown to us.
Wow.
Okay.
Super if it was
The curtain.
because it's that perfect.
I don't know how it was done. It wasn't torn, no. But okay. So now we read the verse. He has over here 2 yuds, but I think in the Torah itself, it's written with 1 yud, and that's why the Gemara has a discussion. Do you read the word yireh or yira'eh? Okay. So Gemara, the first blood in Chagiga. Okay. So what does that mean? That Hashem reveals his face, right? Now, keep in mind that the word panim is the same word as pnim, right? Why is the word for face the same word? Why is it the same word as the inside? Because it's on the face that you see the inside of the person. In fact, I was told years ago, and I imagine it's still true, that before they would do brain surgery, they would have their patient checked out by an ophthalmologist because you can look into the brain through the eye, you know. And No, the one who wrote the Mesilas Yesharim and Derech Hashem. No, what's his name?
The Ramchal.
The Ramchal says that where on the person's body do you see the soul? You see it in the eyes. Okay. I told you the story that a friend of mine, very spiritual guy, he has a brother who lives here in Yerushalayim, and his name is Yecheskel. So his father got sick all of a sudden, and like with nifter, and he calls me up that where should he make the funeral? So I told him he had no experience, and I said the options in Montreal were either Paperman's, which was sort of like the main community funeral home, and there's also the Chevra Kadisha. And I explained, like, what are some of the differences. Halachically, there was no problem with either one. But Paperman's was like, more like balbatish, people are dressed up, and the people who work there wear black suits and ties, and fancy boxes, etc. And the Chevra Kadisha is like a simple pine box, no metal nails, just wooden pegs and so on, and it's just like an empty hall, and so on and so on. So he wanted to, even he might not have been like the most religious person, but his brother was coming from Yerushalayim too, and but he himself is a spiritual, very spiritual, beautiful man. He's got beautiful songs. He wanted something more spiritual, more traditional, but he was concerned about how the rest of the family was going to react, because it's a Chevra Kadisha, it's not mixed seating and so on, and the rest of the family was not a religious family. Anyway, and he said he would like to meet the Rabbi Greenwald, from the Yeshivat Kadisha before making a decision. So it happens to be that I went down to the hospital just a couple of hours after his father was nifter, and I called Rabbi Greenwald. And he happened to be in the hospital to pick up another nifter, another person who had passed away. And he said, okay, he's going to come. I said, he wants to meet you. So he says, fine. And he comes down the elevator. The elevator opens. The elevator door opens, and I'm standing there with Yecheskel, and Rabbi Greenwald comes out of the elevator. He mamish didn't ask him a single question. He just took a look at the man, and he went over and he says, please take care of my father. And he was going to ask him all these questions. So I said to him, what happened to all your questions? What made you just decide like that? So he says, I saw his eyes. I saw there's light in his eyes. That's all he needed, And this is what Reb Nachman is saying, right? That this is what the Torah is saying, that on Yom Tov there's a revelation. Hashem is revealing His face. Is revealing. What did the Kohanim say in the blessing? Yo'er Hashem panav elecha. Hashem should illuminate His face to you, right? וזה אומר גם כן שביום טוב משהו צריך לקרות לפנים שלנו, or לפנים שלנו. Let's read it as panim right now. That this means if Hashem is showing His face and Yom Tov, it means your face also has to be different. תארו לכם שמישהו מברך אתכם בשמחת יום טוב. Imagine somebody is wishing you with a happy Yom Tov. ואתם עומדים שם עם פנים קודרות, and you're standing there with a face that looks like the black bottom of a pot. מלאות מרירות, full of bitterness, right? זה כל כך חשוב, הפנים. The face is so important. אם הקדוש ברוך הוא מאיר לך פנים, if Hashem is shining His face to you, Ba'or Pnei Melech Hayim is giving you the light of the living, of the face of the living King, of the King of life. Hayitachen shelo tayu panim lechol Yehudi. So then how could you not show a nice shining face to every Jew? אחרי התפילה אנחנו מברכים אחד את השני בגוד יום טוב. After davening, we're wishing each other good yom tov. אבל איפה הפנים המyom tovיות שלך? Where's your yom tov face? This is the Moshe Oivai, huh? This is the way it's supposed to be. As I got it done. What?
And always, but like, I'm always shaking, but like always does like a little dent when you walk on the street on Shabbos and say good Shabbos and you don't get like a response back from someone. It's like
it hurts.
It hurts. Like
so they're not.
Someone tells you good Shabbos,
but the
like,
question
you
is,
light up.
So the higher level is that it hurts that they're not on that level. That you're feeling pain for them.
Yeah.
I remember when the first Rosh Hashanah that we were here, a friend invited us to be with him in Harnof, and not going to mention which shul because you're from there. So I went to shul, and I was like really disappointed about the way people were saying, you know, good Yom Tov, good Yor, like, you know, it just didn't feel that there was something really there, you know. And they already, my friend went home already, and I'm walking back slowly, and I'm like saying, I'm like, you know, somebody's got to say good Yom Tov, like, you know. And then this Sephardi man was coming by, and like from 20 feet away, he said, you know, Chag Sameach, Shana Tova, and like I mamish felt the wave of his energy, like, you know. So I said, okay, so it was worth coming to Israel, you know. But never mind about other people, like, you know, like if you mamish feel the pain for that person, that's mamish like awesome. To be on that level that you're feeling the pain for that person. And it's a good it's a good litmus test type of thing. Like, you know, if it pains you that somebody didn't answer your Yom Tov, it bothers you because you're feeling bad for yourself. It means maybe I need to turn up the light. I need to turn up the light on my face.
So sometimes, so I try, and in the last couple of years, I changed it to, and so saying to Shabbos, I say Afrolichem Shabbos, and almost always like it lights someone up, like it catches them off guard. So
yeah.
Like changing something up.
You're gewalt. You can borrow the book for another day. Coming back, I lend him a book.
I'm gonna take a different one.
He comes back with such awesome things. Borrow another one. I want to have a large collection of pictures of you.
It's reminiscent of that story that you told in Purim time. You one time asked people, how do you say
Good Purim?
You say, Good Purim. And it took a few minutes, but you know, and
Good Purim!
Ephraim Lewis still says
Yeah. Good.
So on Purim morning, I was watching this video from Shlomo. It's a 2-hour video of him at a Purim Suda.
Yeah.
And he was saying a story about the good Purim.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we should say Good Shabbos and Good Yom Tov in a similar manner.
In a manner, like, you know, that your face is there, that you're like, you know, like you're shining it, you know, you're glowing with it and so on. Yeah.
I was like, you say like you mean it.
Reb Shlomo once told that there was this guy, a Bolshevik guy, and he used to be he was a taxi driver, and his job is to get paid double, you know, and or whatever it is, I don't know, and but it's more than during the week. And one day he's driving through a religious neighborhood here in Yerushalayim, and he's at a red light, and he sees this young man with a bunch of children coming towards them. And he's thinking to himself, oh my gosh, is they going to scream at me, Shabbos, Shabbos? And, but the mamash, when the guy came up to the car, he just showed him such a beautiful face. And he said, good Shabbos. And mamash like, and so the taxi driver says, he says, you know, I'm driving around my car on Shabbos. Why? Because my kids are going shopping, my wife is doing this, and wouldn't it be so beautiful if my family could be together? You know, I'm probably making more money than this guy, but he's walking around like he's a prince. And look at me, I'm driving a car so that my kids can go to another movie, to this and to that and so on, and we're not together. And that was the whole thing that changed his life was that the way that man said good Shabbos to him. So he says, right, I'm reading this paragraph again, and we'll continue after this tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow there's going to be a class because Rabbi Fink is not going to be here tomorrow.
There's is there a class of rapping this week?
He can. We were supposed to try to find another date, but in the meantime we didn't find another one. And some of the guys are going tomorrow to bake matzah. Yeah. Okay, so again, the kol kach chashuv hapanim, the face is so important. Im HaKadosh Baruch Hu ma'ir lecha panim, if Hashem is shining His face to you, b'or pnei melech hayim, the light of the living King. Hayitachen shelo ta'ir panim li'chol Yehudi. How could you not shine your face to every Jew? Acharei hatfilah אנחנו מברכים אחד את השני בגוד ים טוב. We bless each other with Yom Tov, אבל איפה הפנים היום טביות שלך? Where's your Yom Tov face? So we should all be blessed to have a Yom Tov face.
Man, always. Amen. You should always have the Yom Tov face on.
Amen.
Amen. So all of you who joined there, Shimmy, Rachel, Aaron Price, Eliel McLean, I hope it was loud enough for you to hear. You can let me know if it wasn't. Bye. Speaking to Facebook. This is confusing because with the